We moved to Canada in February of 2000. We moved from Pakistan, and I had just turned 13 at that point, so it was a big birthday. We didn't start facing the repercussions of 9/11 until 2004. My father was laid off from the security agency that he was working with. They say that their security requirements and their protocol had changed, but we knew that it had to do something with 9/11. My father had been sort of very, very resilient, but that layoff really sort of broke his spirit. He thought that there was no way that he could make it within the mainstream employment industry. And so he thought that his only option was to sort of start a business or work with other immigrants or South Asians. When my dad started working with people from within the community, he unfortunately got defrauded. The financial situation, it got quite out of hand in the extent that where we lost our house. There was a year in our life where we didn't have a place to stay, and it was, and God bless their hearts, it was our friends and our family that sort of like really had housed us and accommodated us for that 1 year. In retrospect, I realized that has been probably the biggest sort of source of bringing me closer to my spirituality. For me specifically, the coping mechanism was to sort of, externalize the problem and to look outward. Working with Kids Help Phone was extremely useful for me at that given point. Through that experience, for the first time I realized that the obstacles I was facing were not specific to me because of either my Muslim identity or my background as an immigrant, rather that they were, I was just one among many other subgroups that were either unaccounted for or uncatered for by the mainstream. I very much bought into the idea of social justice, that people could actively work to broaden what was considered to be the box of society. In 2006, I was switching majors and came across a CETA internship which took me to Vanuatu, South Pacific. Worked there for about 10 months where I was focusing on international development, and that eventually led to working as an executive director in Inuvik, Northwest Territories in 2009. Inuvik is a town with a population of about 3,000 residents, and about 40%, I would say, are youth. So the youth center is sort of like a hangout spot. I was actually supposed to be getting a performance review done, and I was given a letter that cited termination without cause, and I was not told the reason for it. I was told that I had to sign a waiver. One of the people who was sort of supporting me at this time said, "Well, you're a woman of color and you're a young woman. How long did you think that was going to last?" I don't know how true that was, but even the fact that another person might think that was the reason, very, very much disappointed to know that the organization that you're working, for 18 hours a day, that basically is the reason that you're living at that given point, could not see beyond certain specifics. Whether or not I feel equal as a Canadian very much depends on the context that I'm in. For instance, I'll feel extremely comfortable and extremely well treated within the Conrad Grebel Mennonite College at the University of Waterloo. But I have had many other instances where I've felt that I've either had to defend myself or I've had to protect myself in order to be treated with the basic amount of respect that everybody else was getting. I can go out to a McDonald's or a fast food restaurant and get a job with a hijab. However, going to a 5-star hotel or a restaurant and applying as a server there, I will never get called back. I'm almost university educated. I think I find that I have enough privileges on my side to counteract the disadvantages that I carry. And so I'm extremely hopeful about my future. I think my fears as a Canadian Muslim are not specific to Canada. They're specific to sort of international trends, international policies, international events, anything that might blow over and affect the public opinion here, and therefore my survival and my family's survival in this country.